So it's time to look at another package from Lost in Cult, and this is Lock On issue 3. So if you're not familiar with that, I've reviewed the first 2 issues of this gaming magazine, and volume 3 features The Journey, exploring the birth of Shenmue and the continuing quest of protagonist Ryo Hazuki, Reverie in Blue, Alone in the Dark creator Frederick Granell on his delightful dalliance with the Dreamcast, and Visions of Midden, delving into 2021's indie phenomenon Sable, with developer interviews and an extensive art gallery. So this is the softback edition, and it really celebrates games and their artwork. In loving memory of Michael Sleggs. Contents, and the artwork gives you a clue we're talking about the Dreamcast. Introduction from Chris Scullion. Waiting to Dream, words by Dan Driver and art by Stephen Graham, talking about importing a Dreamcast. Rico Norwood and Bottling Sunshine artwork, talking about Jet Set Radio. Visual Memories from Jamie Foxx and Nat King, about the VMU, the Video Memory Unit. Dreamcast sold adult gaming. Next up, Lewis Cox and art from John R. Green, talking about Kenji Eno and his games. Rory Norris and Nat King talking about Naomi, the arcade board based on Dreamcast and some of the memorable games there. Reverie in Blue, in conversation with Frederick Granell by Georg Tittel, and art by Bert Loris. About his work with the Dreamcast. The Connected Future. Rebecca Hills Dolly and graphics by Nat King, talking about Sega's online plans for the Dreamcast. Paul Cecchini and Nuri Dur on Sonic Adventure. John Linneman and Nat King, Powering the Future, talking about the chips inside the Dreamcast. Faith Johnson and John R. Green, talking about Seaman. Anne Koralek and Jamie Smith, talking about unreleased games for the Dreamcast. Lord Gisalason and Bani Chan on Skies of Arcadia. And then talking about Nishigaki, developer of some unusual games. Audie Sawley and Nat King, Beyond Perfection, the arcade stick. Lyndon Garcia and Kinky Sketch, talking about another unusual game, Super Magnetic Neo. The Journey, words by James Brown and art by Mako, talking about how Virtua Fighter RPG became Shenmue. Now we finally got the third part. And then Simon Cox and Tetsuya Mizuguchi, with artwork by Simon Cox, all about Rez. Richard Elsey and Arcane Muller, again talking about Rez. In the End We Win. Michael Leopold Weber and Jake Kasdal, art by Casper Ham. Jake worked on Rez as well. It Came from Japan, Chris Scullion and Stephen Graham's art. About some unusual games you might not have played because they came from Japan. Shai Thompson and Kinky Stitch. Talking about Kenichi Nishi and Love Delic, they're unusual games as well. There's quite a few games here that you may not have played. And then Tom Charnock And Art by Stephen Graham talking about PlayStation peripherals. So there's a couple of unreleased ones in there as well. Alex Aniel, art by Martin Ellison, talking about Resident Evil Code Veronica. And then Trent Moore and art by Nat King, talking about Dreamcast's Hail Mary, so the sports games when there wasn't support from EA, so the 2K games. Luke Hinton and T. Riccio talking about late games, Cannon Spike there. Afterlife, Audie Sawley, and art by Stephen Graham again, talking about the releases after the end of the commercial era of the Dreamcast. Winner Stays On. Looking at Phantasy Star Online there. No, words. Michael Leopold Weber, art by Big Sky Castle and Kinky Sketch, talking about the noir setting, so detective games. And then exploring post-minimalist storytelling in Greece. Words Michael Leopold Weber, art by Valerie Reyes. I've baked a cake for you. Words Benjamin Halo, art by Angelo Fafaro. Talking about Super Mario 64. Love the art in that one as well. Into the Deep. Words Cal himself, art by Buceleros. Talking about Subnautica. Nostalgia of the Infinite. Words Ewan Wilson, art by Aaron Vest. Looking at Ico. An Unwilling Hero, looking at Luigi's Mansion. Words by Jamie Sharp, art by Enoch Duncan. Talking about the ghosts there. Words Nate Ellingsworth, art Jonathan Taylor. Exploring Pikmin series. Nara Jackson talking about the PT demo of Silent Hills, which sadly we can't play anymore. Rowan Cameron and Riot Bones Will Always Have Paris, talking about Broken Sword and that first section set in Paris. Brendan Hamley and Beetlerots, talking about psychological horror in games. Chasing Friday. Words Michael Leopold Weber and Shinichi Kamioka. Art by Kamioka. And the Kingdom of Drangelic. So Secret of Mana games there. Piece on the Fatal Frame. Yotura's Guide to Storytelling. With Hidataki Suehiro. Some tips on how to do it. Beyond White Walls. Ji-Hoon Chen. Talking about art. Gaming. Riders of the Storm. Jamie Sharp and art by Phoebe Paradise. Breathe in the Wild, words by Ethan Hunt, art by Big Sky Castle. The Myth of the American Utopia, Grace Benfall, art by Castor Pham. It's talking about Death Stranding. The Noise of Thunder, Aaron Potter, and Ramon Perez Caro. Looking at the Darksiders game from THQ, Stroke Nordic Games. The Freedom to Discover, Laurie Eggleston, Jonathan Trainer. No Compromises, talking to indie developers, including Edwin McMullen. Godless, fascinating little piece this about Doshin the Giant. words by James M. Bentley, art by Moran Perez Cano. And then the main feature, Visions of Midden, words by Maria and art by Gregorius Kyphuriotis. So this is the piece looking at Sable and how it was made. And fascinating to see some behind the scenes glimpses. Building the Impossible Architecture of Sable, words by Ewan Wilson. And again, more behind the scenes glimpses and some beautiful artwork. And then at the back we have reviews by Kickstarter backers. So Chrono Cross review by Tim Lamb, Astro Aqua Kitty, Wing C. Lee, The Evolution of Trust, Josh Borkin, Catherine Fullbody, Marco Adriel Munoz, Jeff Norcutt talking about Tetris Effect, Zach Long, Skies of Arcadia, Daniel Russell, Grandia 2, and Shenmue, Nathaniel Hearns. So the partners, the backers, and I should be on there somewhere. So there we have it. And as has become traditional, you've got the OB strip. You also get some extras. In here we have limited edition Visual Memories EP, original remixes inspired by Shenmue, Resident Evil, Code Veronica, Skies of Arcadia, Space Channel 5, Sonic Adventure and Phantasy Star Online. So that's from RyoX, ryox.bandcamp.com. We have Jet Set Radio bookmark. We have a Dreamcast papercraft, piece from Wave, advert for Handheld History, which I've pre-ordered, shipping card, art cards from the issues, another advert there, another advert there, and then we also have more of the versus cards, so based on various games. So I now have the first 3 sets of those, but I've not really learned much about the game itself, so I'll have to spend some time looking at that. So that's Lock On issue 3. Issue 4 has already funded and I'm looking forward to it. So go to lostincult.co.uk and find out more about the magazine. If there are still any back issues available, try and order them. Fascinating combination of art and critique of video games, looking behind the scenes and in depth. As I say, there's previews of the first 2 issues on my channel as well. So keep watching for more retro shelf videos and more looks at gaming magazines. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.